WWE Saturday Night's main event may be remembered for Goldberg's retirement match, but we're going to kick it off with a very serious injury. If you guys watched it, you knew instantly this is not good. This wasn't part of a storyline, it's not part of the match flow, and it's certainly not an angle. Unfortunately, in the co-main event of Saturday Night's main event, Seth Rollins was injured, seemingly tweaking his knee after going for a springboard moonsault, ultimately landing on his feet. He immediately fell to the ground, went to the corner, started talking with Paul Heyman and the referee. At first, it seemed like an angle, and then it started to drag. And when anytime there's an injury type angle that starts to drag, well, that's usually the reality of the situation setting into motion. It was the doctor checking on Seth Rollins, and instead of just throwing up the X, calling it a day, and the match being ruled a no contest, WWE opted to do something a little bit different. And that was to have Seth Rollins stand up, take the BFT, and LA Knight walk out of the ring as your victor. As of right now, I don't have a huge update on Seth Rollins' status, but this is going to be a major hit to WWE. It's going to be a major hit to WWE because Seth Rollins is part of the biggest storyline going on right now outside of maybe Cody Rhodes versus John Cena, because he's in the middle of it with CM Punk. He's in the middle of it with Roman Reigns. SummerSlam is literally less than a month away. This could not have happened at a worse time for Seth Rollins. He's the top storyline on Monday Night Raw. He's the top storyline in all of WWE. He is part of the top faction in WWE with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed. There's a lot to this. There's a lot more to this injury than just Seth Rollins being injured. And it's a situation in which it's a serious injury and it results in him getting surgery and he's left off television for a while. Well, that's going to be a domino effect. It's not going to be anything different compared to like the Liv Morgan injury, where her injury caused WWE to make massive changes to Evolution and Saturday Night's Main Event and SummerSlam and the title scenes. So when we talk about Seth Rollins, when we talk about this injury, it's massive. It's massive. And Seth Rollins was helped to the back. So Rollins obviously has a long history of knee injuries, right? And it sucks. It's part of the game. That's how we go. And hopefully we will see Seth Rollins back inside of a WWE ring very, very soon. Best wishes to him. Speedy recovery, all that good jazz. Goldberg's retirement match. He stepped into the ring with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. This has been a match that's been building since last October. And kudos to WWE. They gave everything that you could have asked for a retirement match. Top guy as your opponent? Yep. For the world title? Yep. Main event? Sure. Saturday night's main event? I'll take it. How about it? Hot Atlanta, Georgia. Somewhere that you got to play, college ball and you got to play pro football and you got to really make it your home away from home. That's what they gave him. They gave him plenty of time to train for it. They gave him an excellent build. And you knew, no matter what, this was it. There's not a chance that Goldberg was going to walk out of the State Farm Arena as the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It just wasn't going to happen. And that's exactly what they did. And they had Goldberg put over Gunther. Gunther put him in a sleeper. Goldberg didn't have to take a pin, didn't have to tap out. He just got to pass out. It's perfect. It really, really is perfect. Kudos to WWE for giving Goldberg a rightful exit. Kudos to WWE for doing the right thing by Bill Goldberg. As a guy that is from Tulsa, Oklahoma, a guy that I grew up on, a guy that I have a lot of respect for, hey, props to WWE, props to Goldberg, props to Gunther. They set him up very, very well, and they sent him out in a very, very good way. So I don't think you could ask for any more from WWE, from Goldberg, from Gunther. I think it worked out tremendously, and I think you should give WWE a ton of praise for what they were able to do in this situation with Goldberg. So to kick it back off, we had Randy Orton and we had Drew McIntyre. Now, Orton went over, he hit an RKO out of nowhere. But the real story was after the match because on SmackDown, WWE opted to shoot an angle where Jelly Roll and Logan Paul got into it. It's a major match because it gets outside eyeballs on it. And Jelly Roll is a huge fan of WWE. And so they mixed it up on SmackDown. And on this show, it was Jelly Roll getting physical with Logan Paul yet again. And this time it was Drew hitting the Claymore kick to Jelly Roll. Okay. And after the match, Logan, Drew, they were talking their trash. Randy Orton checked on him. Then there was a backstage segment. And Jelly was talking about how, oh, I want to do this. I want to get my hands on him. I want to get my revenge. Well, that's what's going to happen. Because Randy Orton's like, well, I like the sound of that. Let me talk to Nick Aldis. Let me see if I can get this done. And so it was announced it's going to be Jelly Roll teaming with Randy Orton, against Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul on one of the nights of SummerSlam, August 2nd or August 3rd, whichever they depend on. It'll probably be night 1, and we're going to go with that. I'm very curious to see how he does in this role. Obviously, they're going to keep him protected. They're going to keep his spots very, very selective. And he has lost a ton of weight, but he's still a massive, massive guy. And he's not necessarily a traditional athlete. So it's going to be interesting. Like I wouldn't put Bad Bunny type expectations on this or Logan Paul expectations, but we'll see how it all shakes out, but it'll be interesting for sure. So we had an interesting segment. It was Jade Cargill. It was Naomi. They are slated to work a no-holds-barred match at Evolution 2 on July 13th. They get into a little skirmish, if you will, on this show. And who comes out? Bianca freaking Belair. Bianca Belair comes out. She is announced as the special guest referee for Jade Cargill versus Naomi. This blow-off match, this contest between Jade Cargill and Naomi, something which started in, November, when Jade was written off of television, is finally coming to an end. It's finally coming to a head. And at Evolution 2, these two are going to go in there and they're going to mix it up. And they're going to do what they do. And I am looking very much forward to this. But they have also added a little intrigue to it. Will Bianca Belair side with Naomi? Will she side with Jade Cargill? Will she call it right down the middle? I don't know. The reason Bianca was off of television for such a long period of time, she had broken a finger or a thumb. I forget what it is. She was off TV coming out of WrestleMania, and they just kind of kept her off TV. Let her heal up, let her go in there and do her thing. It's good to have Bianca Belair back on television.